Hi, my name is Maddie Biebler. I am a freshman here at Clemson University, and this is my vlog about my new student dialogue. So my new student dialogue was Quit Being So Sensitive, the Power of Microaggressions. And to start it off, it wasn't at all what I expected. I expected a lot of talk about, like, how much you could do the microaggressions to someone, because everyone has their own, level that they're comfortable with, and there are certain things that they absolutely cannot do. Like for me, I played on a softball team where our coach would say things like "you suck," that kind of thing, but he was really joking about it. And I also knew that if it was a bad day, he would not be the one to tear you down. Like he said things like that when the team was all laughing at the fact that you fell over on your way to the base, which I understand that's different for some people. Like a lot of people, that would not have been a good fit for them, not have been a good team, and it is something to adjust to. And I thought we were going to talk a little bit more about political correctness and like changing our words and that kind of thing. But what we really talked about is what kind of things irritate people. And that was a little bit unexpected. A big one for my group was religion. That one was probably where we had our most active voices. So, throughout the whole discussion, it felt like we weren't having true dialogue, at least not true dialogue with the whole group. I felt like there were about as many active voices as there were reserved voices, simply because a lot of people have different levels of comfort with, especially this one. When you were talking about something, it was pretty clear whether or not that sort of comment would have bugged you. So you really had to open yourself up to all these people in the room, like vulnerability-wise. Because, one of my things was body issue, and I did not talk about that at all because I did not want anybody to think of me as, oh, that girl that's obsessed with her body, that girl that can't eat, that girl, like that kind of thing. Even if none of those are true, I feel like those would have been conclusions that we could have jumped to at any point about anyone. And true dialogue should have been without any of those. So, any of those judgments. But we didn't know each other well enough to, feel fully comfortable, opening ourselves up in that sort of way. So, there were people both ways, with being really reserved and people being incredibly vocal about what they're thinking. I kind of flip-flop between the two. I had no problem talking about some things, but other things, if we brought them up, I will just listen to what other people have to say. I'll keep my opinions to myself, that kind of thing. And I can understand why they want us to do this dialogue, especially coming in, meeting new people, trying to figure out where you fit in. It almost felt like it would have been easier to understand, treated as a crash course of etiquette. I felt like that almost would have been more helpful, although it wouldn't have served the same purpose at all. I understand that. But dialogue done in this new student dialogue, we just didn't know the people well enough to truly open up and say exactly what we were thinking. Maybe it would have been different if we did it by major with kids you might have had in your class, or you signed up in groups of 3 or 4, so you at least knew a couple of people, so you knew you had that support system already built in before you came in, so you could really open up and talk about a bunch of different things. Dialoguing itself is a useful tool, I can see that. Has a lot of perks, a lot of good things about it. I guess my overall impression of my new student dialogue was that it was good in idea, but in execution it could have used more. Because before, it just depends on what people think and what they are comfortable saying. And for mine, not a whole lot of people were super comfortable with our microaggressions topic. Especially because there's that line of, well, maybe you're being whiny, or wow, that's a line no one should ever cross, ever. And you don't know where that line is for other people. So I guess it just would have been more comfortable in a setting where I would have known more people, was my main takeaway from the new student dialogue, Quit Being So Sensitive, The Power of Microaggression.